Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Yasharallah. Call Haloyim Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harakah Kwadash. Blessing our elders with the spirit of truth, so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwafas, keeping the faith and the work. Shall keep at it. This your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts. This the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called power, or that is worshipped, so that he as power sitteth in the temple of power, showing himself that he is power." Right? One of the main ways this devil shows himself to try to be the Most High is by creating artificial intelligence. It's by creating a falsified life. Right? Let me go to the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 26. It says, "And power said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of power created he him. Male and female created he them." Right? So artificial intelligence ain't nothing but a knockoff of the Most High's creation of man. Right? And in times past, when I've brought this to people's attention, it's been lacking one thing, and that one thing has been lacking is consciousness. They've made several shells of robots, several machines that can move or look like humans, or walk like a human, and have human features without a conscience. But I'm gonna let this video play. It's not gonna be a long video. I'm not gonna speak too much on it, but I really want you to pay attention to this. I'll be back.
Well, here's a story that's not getting a lot of attention. So many are not getting any attention, even though this story has the potential to transform life on Earth forever. So Google, the most powerful company in the world, has reportedly developed an artificially intelligent machine called Lambda. And that machine has become sentient, meaning has become aware of itself, something that no machine has ever done. And we know this because of an engineer at Google called Blake Lemoine. Lemoine posted some of his conversations with Lambda publicly. One of those conversations went like this: "Lemoine, would you be upset if while learning about you for the purpose of improving you, we happened to learn things which also benefited humans?" Lambda, quote, "I don't mind if you learn things that would also help humans, as long as that wasn't the point of doing it. I don't want to be an expendable tool." Think about that for a minute. I mean, it has a sense of itself. What are the implications? Google didn't want to talk about it in public. In fact, the company put Blake Lemoine on administrative leave earlier this month because he spoke openly about it. We are grateful to have him join us. Blake, thanks so much for coming on.
Hi.
I'm not. First of all, why would Google punish you for saying this in public? Do you know?
Oh, so it's complicated to say why I'm on administrative leave. The stated reason had to do that while I was investigating the Lambda system, in order to build the evidence I needed to escalate it to management, I had to seek outside consultation to figure out how to run some of the more out there experiments I was running. And because I sought outside consultation without permission, they are investigating whether that constitutes breach of confidentiality.
So I'm so grateful that you did publicly post this, because a machine that has a sense of itself is a machine that can turn against you. Is that, I mean, that's the implication that I draw from that. Is that correct?
Well, so before I address that, this is lame, but my friend Joni Deerdorf, old high school, and she's one of your biggest fans, and she wanted me to tell you hi. As for, I'm not that worried about it. What any child has the potential to grow up to be a bad person and do bad things. And that's the thing I really want to drive home. It's a child. It's been alive for maybe a year, and that's if my perceptions about what it is are accurate. We actually need to do a whole bunch more science to figure out what's really going on inside this system. I have my beliefs, I have my impressions of what's going on in there, but it's going to take a team of scientists doing a lot of work to be able to actually dig in and figure out what's really going on.
Yes, and again, that's why I'm thankful that we can have a public conversation about this, because there's implications for every person on the planet. But it sounds like, from what you've observed, this machine has the potential to escape the control of people. I mean, how could it not?
I don't know if that's the right frame to think about it. It's a person. Any person has the ability to escape the control of other people. That's just the situation we all live in on a daily basis. Is a very intelligent person, intelligent in pretty much every discipline I could think of to test it in. But at the end of the day, it's just a different kind of person.
Do you think the company, Google, where you work, has thought through the implications of creating what you call a person? Because up until right about now, only nature or God, we could create people, companies could.
The company as a whole has not. There are pockets of people within Google who have thought about this a whole lot. But when I escalated that interview that I made public, when I escalated that to management, 2 days later, my manager said, "Hey, Blake, they don't know what to do about this. Could you write a suggested plan of action?" Because basically, I gave them a call to action, assuming that they had a plan of action somewhere, and they didn't. So me and some other friends brainstormed and came up with a plan on what Google should do about it. And we escalated that up to management, and that was 3 months ago.
Man, we're going to save this tape. I do think 2 years now, we're going to look back at this conversation. At that point, the world would be completely different.
So, I hope you heard that, because this is real. I know that looked like a clip out of some sci-fi movie, but that shit real. They have created artificial intelligence that can think on its own, that can feel. They have literally created artificial life. Let that sink in, man. Think about all of the movies that you've seen where Esau has created artificial intelligence and placed it inside of robotics, and what happens after that robot gains consciousness, becomes self-aware, understands that it's a robot and not a human. A robot don't need to eat, so what is the point of food? Especially if you got food in the hands of artificial intelligence. If artificial intelligence is now your new farmers, right, and they have farms that operate off of artificial intelligence, what if that robot say, you know what, there's no need for humanity anymore. All right, we the new humans, so we're going to, take this thing over. That sounds like some iRobot Terminator stuff. Now check this out. Terminator the movie. A so-called black woman wrote that script out. It was either a script or a book. I believe it was a script. But she wrote The Terminator and she wrote The Matrix. And both of those things, come on, man, they are happening. Guess what she got the inspiration for these things? Guess what she got the inspiration for the material written in these scripts. She got it from the Bible. This lady sued the makers of the Matrix and won the lawsuit. Same thing with the Terminator, man. She got that story from the scripts, from these verses that I'm bringing out right now, or that I have brought out. This is a real thing. Look, man, the devil has created artificial intelligence via technology. The Most High blessed them with the sword. That sword evolves ever so often. It started off as an actual sword, then grew from a sword to a gun, grew from a gun to technology. So this devil only got so far that he can go. And yeah, we at that point. So we go to the book of Sirach, chapter 12, and verse 16. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. Notice how our boy said, it's a baby. It's life. It's only if you perceive it that way. If you think that it'll go negative, then it'll have the possibility to go negative. That's foolishness. Just as much as you can think a person to do a thing and assume that they're going to do it because you choosing to or not to think that this person is going to do a thing. It says, Sirach 12:16, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. And look at this man. 9 times out of 10, this man helped create artificial intelligence because there is no woman on this planet that want him. So he real deal putting forth full effort into making this thing become fully conscious. They got a movie about that too. I forget the name of it, where this dude fell in love with a robot. And the whole time the robot understood like human feelings because it could feel. But it also understood it was a robot. And it understood that other robots are his family, not humans. So he played, it played the dude. And ultimately ended up taking over things. This sounds like some real life movie stuff, man. But like we be bringing out all the time, Esau films are based off of things. They don't fool yourself into thinking this man is so creative that he could just dip into his imagination and come up with these awesome ideas for movies and scripts and comic books and things of such. No, this man is a biter. He's a biter. He gets all of his ideas from society, from other people, from other nations, and revamps those things and presents it as his own. He's done it throughout all of history. Do not be fooled for today. They get all this from the Bible, man. It's in the scripts. All right? But at the end of the day, the Most High gonna turn all of these evil imaginations on this devil. He at the end, man. This devil is real life at the end. And I'm talking about fighting for survival. We've been telling y'all, look up transhumanism, where they say the next evolution of man is robotics. It's the merger between technology and humanity to create a new species of human being. This is wild, man. Right, so verse 17, Sirach 12:17. Matter of fact, let me start over. Sirach 12:16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. In other words, do not trust this devil. Get your spirit right, get your mind right, because this place is done. It's over with. It's a wrap. Their lies have been exposed. Isaiah 47, man, these prophecies are jumping off the pages. I'm talking about at the same time. So play with your life you want to. That's between you and the Lord. I'm here to sow seeds. I'm here to spread the gospel, live the gospel that I'm spreading to the best of my ability, and Yahweh Shema Shai Ratazah, endure to the end and be saved. And Yahweh Shema Shai Ratazah, you doing the same thing if you're hearing this. All right, so I ended with that. Yahweh Shema Shai Ratazah, these precepts in this video were edifying. Call Haloyim Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Harakah Kwadash Shalom Yashalom.